Before we dive into the rest of the content, it's important that you understand where to go in the Maker portal to make these changes. So that's make.powerapps.com. So we've talked about solution management best practices. You've got it. You know what you're going to do. So the first thing you're going to do is select your environment in the top right-hand corner. Now I'm in my demo environment, but if I were doing this in my actual organization's environment, I would first navigate to my sandbox to make my changes. So again, first step is pick the correct environment. Then on the left-hand side, I'm going to click Solutions. Now these are all the solution files. A solution is just a container of changes that are being made. And to create a new solution, I'm simply going to click New Solution up at the top. I'm going to name my solution Fantastic Changes. And you can see that automatically creates my schema name here, so you don't have to type anything there. And then I want you to select your publisher. If you haven't created a unique publisher yet, click this plus publisher and just make one in your demo environment. I've created one, it's called Re-Enhanced, so I'm going to select that. And it'll pre-populate a version for you. Now the versioning isn't necessarily important unless it is in your organization. So I'm going to keep it this default 1.0.0.0. You can follow Microsoft guidelines if you'd prefer to do that, but you don't have to. So we're going to click Create, and that's going to create that solution file, again, that container of changes. And from this solution file, we're going to add on all of our individual changes. So here it is at the top. I'm going to scroll in so you can see it a little better. Fantastic Changes. I'm going to click on the name here, and that's going to open this up. Now it's blank. I haven't added anything. And what I need to do is add some components to this to add some assets. So we're going to use this Add Existing up at the top. And this is where you're going to add existing things from your system into your solution file. We have apps, which are Canvas apps or model-driven apps, dashboards, tables. Those are the three big ones here. We've also got processes, desktop flow, cloud flow. These are Power Automate, and a number of additional things. Now we are in this hybrid phase right now where some things you want to update or add to your environments, you'll use make.powerapps.com. Some things are still only available in your classic solution designer. So I'll point those out as we go, and I'll update this video as things changes because they change often. But the first thing we want to do is select a table. Now, a table used to be called an entity. So if you're more familiar with that terminology, just know that that's a table in Power Apps. And your individual fields in Power Apps are called columns. So I can come here and select any number of tables or entities that I'd like to edit. So I will select account. They have this search tables, which is really neat. In the old classic solution designer, you simply just have to scroll down until you find what you want. But here I can just type in lead, and then it gives me my lead. So now I have two tables selected. I have my lead and my account. If that's all I need for the changes that I'm implementing, I'm going to click Next. And now we have to add the subcomponents. Now when you're adding items to your solution file, what you want to make sure you do is take the smallest changes necessary. So I don't want to bring over everything on my account form because I'm only editing a few things. So let's click Select Components and show you what I mean. Here are the columns. If you're making a change on a field, you'll select the appropriate column. Your relationships to other tables, your business rules that you might have on there, and your views. So I'm going to add some views to my file here. And again, I have my search here. So if I know exactly what I'm looking for, like active, I can just see these. So if I want my active accounts and that's the only one I need to do, I'm going to click Add. And now I have account, one view selected. So let's come to my lead and repeat that again. Click Select Components, and let's add lead source. So we'll add a column. So that's a lead source field on my form. And, oh, you know what? Let me go back, select components. I'm going to also add some views just so I have some more to work on in our future things here. So I'm going to scroll down and I want open leads and my open leads. And then I click the add button. And once I'm done, I'm going to click add. So now I've just taken those three views in the one column and I've added those to my solution, which is here. Now, once I've added some components, I can select on the table name, lead, for example, and now that's going to show me everything that I've added in my solution file on the lead table. If I decide I need to add additional things, I'll simply click add subcomponents for things that are already in my CRM system, or I could add individual things that don't exist today. So I can add a column, add a field directly from here. And then I can just click on the tabs across the top, navigate to find what I'm looking for, and then click on any one of these items to make additional changes, to add items. So this would be the view. So I have my canvas in the center. On the left-hand side are all of my columns that are not currently used on this view. And on my right-hand side is just describing information. So it's the name, how it's sorted, and what the filters are. You would click back here to get back to your list of assets. And that's how you're going to use solution files in make.powerapps.com. So please play around with this in your trial environment. Add a couple things to your system. If you need to remove something, I'm going to click on the item. So if I don't need my open leads, I'm not making any changes to this. I don't want to mess it up. You can see after I've highlighted it, it'll be this light gray color. And now I can click remove from this solution, which is not deleting it from my environment. It's simply removing it from this container. And now it's gone. If I made a mistake, I need to bring it back. Again, just use that add subcomponents. It brings me right back to this screen. So I can come to views and I can grab any additional assets that I might need. Click add, and now I'm adding those two views to my solution file. All right, so play in your system, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes.